Cougar Camp All Access with BYU head football coach Bronco Mendenhall. Bronco, we have been counting down literally every day on the show from January 2nd, so 238 days away from UConn. We're down to 10 days away. What do you want to accomplish in these final 10 days before you take on the Huskies?
First, do you feel like you've peaked too early at 238 to 10? I mean, are you still going strong, or do you have anything left, I guess is what I'm asking.
Tons in the tank.
Really?
Yeah. The energy is there.
Oh, yeah.
How would I know that?
We can show you video evidence of it.
Like right now?
I can't show it to you right now, but I'd be happy to show it to you after this.
Okay, that'd be good. What was the question?
What do you want to do in the final 10 days?
We have specifics to work on today, extra point field goals, some hurry-up situations, some 2 minutes, so really more of the fine-tuning and trying to – haven't practiced the 2-hour rain delay yet. That's a little bit later in camp, just so we're chasing down contingencies we might need.
20% chance of rain, by the way, last I checked. 20%.
I can deal with that.
Okay.
Have you enjoyed –
That's not what it is today, so we've already practiced like that.
Have you, with your kind of new role overseeing from a bigger picture, Nick Howell, D coordinator, have you enjoyed fall camp more this time?
It's different. I can't say that I've enjoyed it more, but I've enjoyed it a different way. I love coaching the defense. Without that, though, there's been so much more chance for player relationships and a chance for them to – and they're still not used to it. They're – what coaches like wanting to visit and talk, and and I'm not in his office, so it's good. I'm getting to know things about our team that I hadn't known before, but also more holistically, so not just defensive players. I'm having more influence, I think, on our team in general, which I've enjoyed a lot more.
You've done this now 10 times, fall camp. Has anything happened this year that's been unique to fall camp?
Well, we've made some adjustments that have been really good, but I would just say we have more depth than we ever had and fewer injuries than we've ever had. So, knock on wood for that. I think we've handled it really well, and I think some of the changes we've made have addressed that. It's just been fun, but there's new faces. I think one of the things that's been really enjoyable for me, we have new support staff members. So, I have a new football operations director. We have a new video coordinator. We have a new compliance officer. Our personnel guy is in his second year, so I have all these 30-somethings that are just so eager. Speaking of that, so I have all these 30-somethings.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fun. It's fresh energy. It's a different mindset, and I enjoy that.
What's the biggest question mark left for you with this team?
I would only say consistency. I know we're capable, and I know we're very explosive and we're very talented. Now it's just consistency. What will it look like the first day when the scaffolding goes away and the outriggers come off and the training wheels, and just watching them play and handling the unique situations. I don't think you're ever positive in game one what that looks like, and nor do I think I'll know until we play the first game, but it's just a matter now of watching them play and how consistent we are.
What happens on day one of official preparation for Connecticut?
So day one is pretty unique. The coaches actually, we give the players the day off from practice, from anything football related. The coaches then have done already most of the UConn work in the summer, so they bring out all their notes, they review those, they get back on the same page, they measure that against any new either information or intelligence we have about what's happening with the UConn program. Game plans, which were already set before the summer, are reviewed, looked at now in a new lens versus what our team looks like after fall camp. Scout teams are then determined. New practice plans are modified in terms of game prep. So what last year's game prep looked like might not be the same as this week. So we revise all that, and then we start practice the next day.
Is outside linebacker the position where we might see the most freshmen play?
I think so. There's some really talented freshmen. Fred Warner, Tyler Cook, Sione Takitaki is actually playing there as well. Troy Hines off a mission. So there's 4 right now that you'll see in prominent roles running down the field on kicks, maybe some in nickel, some in base. They'll all have some form of specialized role. Probably none are ready to handle all of the duties, but I think you'll see those guys sprinkled in at a really high level.
For me, it appears the offense just in general has more confidence this year because of how much exposure they've had to it and working with Robert and I now in year 2. How do you see it from a head coach perspective?
We're more confident. We're more experienced. Quarterback has something to do with that. Running back has something to do with it. Offensive line has something to do with it. So there's a lot of returning players I think the biggest difference is so you have that baseline and that core with experience and confidence, then you have new players that are able to stretch the field. So you add Jordan Leslie into the mix, you add Keanu Nelson into the mix, you add Nick Kurtz into the mix, even though he's hurt currently, you add Devon Blackman into the mix. And those 4 players have already demonstrated they're capable, and so that's already to a strong receiving core anyway, so I like that part.
Do you think you'll be used to the amount of more plays that you faced since it was 238 from 2 years ago to last year?
Man, hard to know. We've addressed that in all of our personnel needs in the off season and how we've trained this fall camp, and so I think the main takeaway a year ago is we needed 22 to 25 more plays accounted for offensively and defensively by new players, meaning more depth. And so that question will really be answered on how the new guys handle their roles.
Have you ever had this much team speed?
Not at BYU, certainly at other places, but not at BYU, and it's fun. And when we get the consistency with the speed, I think there could be, as Robert and I talks about, it's go fast, go hard, and now go long, which I think we all would vote for.
On Media Day, you mentioned adding something to our set. When can we expect that?
The thought, usually the way I work is not on an entitlement basis, but a contribution basis. So when
I keep telling Spencer that.
So when you guys actually get it together and put together a show that just is dynamite, then I'll show up and reward.
So when we execute at the highest level.
The highest level. Yeah, not just executing at a strong level, which occasionally I see from you guys, but when it's at the high, when you're at your peak, and I'll be paying attention through the different sources that I have. I won't be watching personally, but I'll have others that are watching for me.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
You won't be watching?
Well, there's just other things to do, like running a football program. And,
Okay.
So anyway, when I get information saying that, holy cow, you ought to see what those guys are doing, there could be just, I might walk in the middle of a show and just then deliver.
That's
Okay.
that's all right with us.
You know what we need to do? We need to give Bronco and BYU football, the BYU Sports Nation
Karma. We give it to you.
Karma.
We now transfer the winning karma.
You haven't
to
watched the show. This is something we do. We give you the karma, and then
Happening through the microphone, or do I need to hold onto the cord, or
it's not a fit. It's a metaphysical transformation.
So just by being close to the both of you, then I'm getting it?
It's a
Sure.
real thing. When we give you the karma, you haven't. He's embraced it. he has embraced it entirely.
He's in the zone.
That's nice. I like that.
Bronco, thanks for the time.
My pleasure.
Thanks,
All right,
Bronco.
guys.